is the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome to the Hammer Down. Welcome, race fans.
Forgot where you were.
I did. Welcome to the Hammer Down Racing Report, show number 385 for Thursday. It's July 3rd. Fireworks are happening tonight. Actually, I saw some last night, but.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Coming home from the track last Saturday, I saw fireworks off to the south.
I bet you'll see some this weekend, too.
I'm pretty sure.
Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and the Outlaw, Jesse Jones, in the studio with us. Sorry, I had you muted there. We'll be speaking with him. He's coming off of 4 consecutive Sportsman feature wins at Oakshade Raceway, currently leading the points there. Having a breakout year this year, so we're gonna talk to him and find out what's going on. We're gonna get to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
Find out what's going on there.
Get some speed secrets out of him so the other guys can catch him.
There you go.
I guess.
Right? You share your secrets, or do you hold all that stuff?
I got nothing to hide.
Okay, fair enough. Also, tonight we'll be doing How Many, and tonight's How Many, the one for next week, we're going to give away a pair of Oakshade Raceway passes, as well as a Hammer Down Racing Report sticker, courtesy of DCR Graphics. So stick around for that. Also, tonight we're not going to do the drawing tonight, but we're going to do the Speedy Sponsor of the Week. This week it's the Speedy Sponsor Series of the Week for a Speedy Sponsor sticker. That's going to be the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series. You can learn more about them by going to speedysponsors.com and click on Series. Find the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series there. And, click on it.
Do they have to type out Ohio Late Model?
No, they can just go speedysponsors.com. They click on Series.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole bunch of little tiles, logos, and everything, and just click on it. That's it. It'll bring up the series information.
How are they going to win the sticker, though?
Oh, I didn't tell them that yet.
Yeah.
Before I tell you that, though, you need to get there and set up your driver profile so people can learn about it. SpeedySponsors.com. It's free.
Will do.
You can put in all your sponsors. A good way to get extra publicity for your sponsor. Just like this show. It's kind of like that, except for a little bit different.
Okay.
Team Dad, you know.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
If you want to win a Speedy Sponsor sticker tonight, I'm not going to make you hashtag out Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series because that's a lot. So this week we'll just do hashtag
Ohio.
Speedy. I already typed in Speedy.
Oh, okay.
Hashtag Speedy. We'll do the drawing next week because producer Dave injured himself this week. He's a little he's not feeling himself this week, so we're going to do that drawing next week. So put hashtag Speedy in the comments of the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live, and we'll compile the names. We'll spin the wheel at the beginning of next week's show and give away that sticker. So, and we'll probably cut.
Just hashtag Speedy.
Hashtag Speedy, and that's you only have to do it once. I'll go through and find everybody that does that, and we'll draw next week. And we'll probably leave that open through the weekend. So if anybody's listening to the podcast and wants to get in,
sure,
that's not listening to us live, they can get in for that Speedy Sponsor sticker. So there you go. Speaking of sponsors, still looking for sponsors for our Chris Mize Memorial Hot Dog Race. I was trying to ask you, but then we had some technical difficulties. Ron Miller Race Cars, which one did you want to sponsor?
I don't care. I'm easy.
Okay, because we're doing 4 of them. We're doing one for the late models, one for the Sportsman, one for the Super Stocks, and one for the Compacts. And the dates are July 26th for late models, August 2nd for Sportsman, August 16th for the Super Stocks, and August 30th for the Compacts. So we're going to do just one on each of those nights in the hot dog race. If you need more information on that, go to hammerdownracereport.com.
I'll check my schedule to make sure that I'm there. So,
do you want to do the late models? Because whichever one, late model Sportsman are still open.
Okay.
They don't have a sponsor yet.
All right. Put me down for one of those.
All right. Well, and the Hammer Down Race Report is going to put $50 toward the other one.
Okay.
We'll put toward the late models. How's that?
All
Hammer Down Race Report for the late models. That's our money we made from our podcast.
Oh, you promised to pay the
I did,
the
but
crew,
now I'm throwing it all in. We're gonna.
Yeah, I see. We've had a team
giving
meeting
it away.
already. Team meeting.
And then Ron Miller Race Cars will sponsor the Sportsman.
Gift certificate for $100.
$100.
Yeah.
Damn.
Not to be outdone by Hammer Down Racing Report.
Yeah, but mine's cash, so it can be spent anywhere. Speaking of that, any interest in that? Is $100 enough to get the 54?
I think so. It just depends where we're at in points. I mean, a point should be done by then, though. So
No, because that's August 2nd. I think points are going through the
Well, we'll see who it's against.
August. I don't have a calendar. I think it's the 23rd. Might be the championship
last
night.
night.
Yeah. So, anyways, if you are a racer and you want to compete in that, there's a form at hammerdownracingreport.com. Fill that out. If you filled that out previously before tonight, please do it again, because I noticed the form wasn't working over the weekend. There was an issue with the email server.
Oh, no.
So it's been fixed. It works now. So if you already submitted it, go ahead and do it again, because I didn't get any of those. So starting fresh tonight, if you do it tonight and beyond, then you should be good. If you're interested in competing in any of those, because what we'll do is
In
we're going to
any
draw
of those 4 classes.
Yeah, if you're a late model driver, sign up for the July 26th, the Sportsman drivers, Superstock, Compact at Oakshade, and you're going to be there on those dates. We're going to draw 4 names from everybody who wants to participate. 2 will be competing, the primary, and then we'll have 2 alternates in case any of the first 2 are unable to make it or don't show up.
And they can sign up on the Hammerdown Racing Report webpage.
HammerdownRacingReport.com. Right there on the front page. Right there. Can't miss it. So there you go. I got to mention Dittman Motorsports, your one-stop race shop in Northwest Ohio, offering on-site part services at Fremont Speedway and Oakshade Raceway. Dittman Motorsports provides Hoosier Racing tires, high-performance parts, and full-service support to keep you on track and in the lead. I forgot to mention Speedy Sponsors is sponsoring the other 2 classes.
Oh,
Before I
okay.
get too far here. Speedy Sponsors will be sponsoring the Superstock Hot Dog Race and the Compact Hot Dog Race. So there you go. Anyway, back to your previously scheduled announcement for Dittman Motorsports. He's got full service support to keep you on track and in the lead, featuring the new late model right rear number 2 tires, along with Superstock modified and Sportsman tires. Whether you need expert service or top tier gear, Dittman's got you covered. Call 419-283-8580. Stop by the shop or check him out online at dittmanmotorsports.com. Also, freeze frame photos, your go-to for all your racing photo needs, whether it's heart-pounding action shots or those unforgettable victory lane moments. Freeze frame photos has you covered. But that's not all. They offer a fantastic range of custom gifts to commemorate your favorite races, including print magnets, canned koozies, tumblers, wood plaques, custom slate photos, wind spinners, and buttons. And, start your Christmas shopping early now, right? Get that stuff out of the way.
Is it too early to get a 2026 calendar on order?
I don't think so.
Ooh.
You might want to wait because there could be some cooler pictures that you want included in that calendar before
That's
the end of
true.
the race
Yeah.
season. But, I mean, that doesn't hurt to get started. Where was I? Oh, freeze frame photos can customize any photo or gift item with your own text and graphics, making each piece uniquely yours. Call Charlie today at 419-407-6994 and let freeze frame photos turn your favorite memories into timeless treasures. Check out their new website, freezeframephotos.redframe.com. Freeze frame photos, special moments, frozen in time. Also have to mention Oakshade Raceway, Dominator Race Products, Rambler Race Cars, Magic Moment Entertainment, and DCR Graphics also sponsors.
Jesse, did you notice how easy it is to get Scott off track?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. After a long day at work, and we were talking about work earlier. I had one of those days.
Really?
Yeah, trying to get stuff done for the holiday weekend.
Kermit all in before Friday.
Exactly. So I'm a little worn out, but we'll get through it. Let's do our racing roundup. Check out some action.
I
from
thought this was
past-
your only job.
I wish that'd be nice if I could make a living doing this. We're
I thought-
we're a little ways away from that
I
happening,
thought
though.
we were.
Racing Roundup.
Some go-kart action. Do you still race at Palmyra?
No, I haven't done that in a while.
Haven't done that in a while. No more go-karts for you. When's the last time you did that?
They had a race at Tribute, someplace out east. They had, I don't know, 60 some odd carts. We ran that not that long ago. That was back in October maybe, but
Okay.
it's a little rough on the body.
No
guys are-
go-kart stuff yet this year?
Not this year, no.
What-
Helping out family members though. So
What's that race that Corey does where the
The beer chug?
beer chug?
chug.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't do that last year, but that sounds like something
Something you would do?
again. Yeah, sometimes. It's a lot of fun.
Speaking of Corey, I got a text from him.
Really?
I'll tell you about that a little bit later.
Ooh.
Guess where he was this past weekend?
Oh, I don't know.
Someplace that was racing that he doesn't work for.
Really?
Yeah.
Just not real far south of here?
Yeah, not real far south.
Ooh.
About maybe 40 minutes or so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think I saw that he was there.
Okay. We'll talk more about that.
That sounds interesting.
It is interesting. Don't let me forget, though. I have a tendency to do that. Friday night's winners at Palmyra. Rooster Thompson. Is that a real name?
I'm not sure. That's
We had a
name or?
this is probably some violation of privacy, but we had a job application come in today. I won't give a last name, but the first name was Sir.
Sir? Okay.
I thought that was interesting. Anyways, Rooster Thompson won the Little Pups. Gannon Massengill won with the kids juniors. Mason Coakley, we'll go with that, was kids seniors winner. Lucas Cantrell winning in the Predator Lights. Dean Skiles won in the Predator Heavy. And Steve Van Dyke won in the Opens. Limaland on Friday night. Colton Burdett winning the Valvoline American Late Model Ironman Series feature event. See, the air conditioning's kicking on. Dylan Nussbaum winning in the UMP Modifieds. He's getting quite a few wins there. And Justin Long picking up the Thunderstock win. Attica Raceway Park, it was Cap Henry getting the 410 sprint win. Kyle Moore getting by Devin Shields. I watched that race. That was a pretty good one.
That was a good race.
Picking up another UMP late model win there. And Dustin Stroop got the win in the 305s. Oakshade Raceway on Saturday night. Rusty Smith getting his first late model
that was
feature
his
win of the
first
year.
ever late model win, wasn't it?
I don't think so. Pretty sure he's picked up. He almost got the championship last year.
Consistency, I know that.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think that was his
Okay.
first. This guy won.
Again.
Yeah. Mr. Jesse Jones picked up his fourth consecutive DCR Graphics Sportsman win. Jeff Folks Jr. won in the Dominator Superstock feature. And Ryan Oakley won in the Compacts. Sandusky Speedway was not Cap Henry winning. I forgot to. He did not race it there. Sawyer Stout won the Outlaw Super Modified Sprint Series event there. Jesse Houghton won in the Factory Stocks. Clay Lusk, your Pro Compact winner, and Jeff Smith Jr. won in the Warriors up at Flat Rock. I guess a couple weeks ago. Our streak's back. He won. Paul Pelletier.
He did.
That was his first race since being on the show. He won the Outlaw Super Late Model feature. Ron Allen winning in the Late Model Sportsman class. Greg Stude winning in the Street Stocks. Bill Early getting the figure 8 win. And Race Metapedigan winning in the Factory Stock 500 series. Butler Speedway in action. Joel Myers getting that IRA 410 Sprint Series win. I heard they had quite a few sprint cars up there. Pretty high car. I don't remember how much it was, but David Van Gilder won in the UMP Modifieds. Nathan Owens, your 4-cylinder winner. Fremont, Saturday night, they had a lot of open wheel stuff going on.
All open wheel.
USAC Amsoil Sprint Car Series winner, Justin Grant. Bryce Massengill winning in the USAC Midwest Thunder D2 Midgets. And Paul Weaver, another common winner there in the 305 Sprints. Montpelier Speedway in action on Saturday night. Rusty Schlenk getting the Valvoline American Late Model Ironman Series win there. And guess who won the modified feature?
Dylan Nussbaum.
You got it. James Headley won the Street Stocks, and Drew Smith winning in the Hornets. Pretty sure it's a different Drew Smith than what you're thinking of. Wayne County Speedway in action on Saturday. Trey Jacobs winning the 410 Sprint feature. Kyle Moore getting his second late model feature win of the weekend. Nate Young, UMP Modified winner. Josh Morrow, Street Stock winner. And Wes Staley winning in the Mini Stocks. Millstream Speedway, Sunday. Kyle Cummins winning the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car Series feature. And Jamie Miller winning the very first AFCS 305 Sprint action at Millstream. Non-points event.
Right.
Got the win there. And speaking of the Millstream thing, I guess we'll do that now.
Okay.
Got a little text that Corey may have been talking to Beth over there at Millstream about
to the Cogleys?
About a certain event that you're not interested in it, but a showdown event possibly, yeah.
Really?
So they're eyeing something for October. So keep your eye out if you're a big fan of the Showdown series, want to see it at Millstream. Maybe put a bug in Beth's ear or either the Cogleys.
Every time I see a promo for one of their shows, I see trucks, and then I realize it's
not your trucks.
Yeah,
the 4-cylinder trucks.
It's not
Dirt
the
Track
Fremont
Truck
trucks.
Series.
It's Dirt Track. Yep.
So there is hope for that. And I asked
Cool.
I asked him if it would be a points race because he's got a point fund
Right.
For the Oakshade Fremont deal, and if the Millstream would be part of that point. And he said it kind of depends on what date they actually land on for that. So it could be a points event.
Any updates on a possible Sandusky show. Because
I did not ask him about that.
They had some interest.
They did. I'll have to follow up with him on that.
Okay.
The Napa Auto Parts All-Star Circuit of Champions at Mercer Speedway Saturday. Cale Thomas getting the win there. The Kubota High Limit Racing Series Roto-Rooter Mid-Week Series at Lucas Oil Speedway Thursday's winner was Aaron Reitzel. That was a week ago. Then they had the Diamond Classic at Lucas Oil Speedway Friday and Saturday. Rico Abreu winning Friday. Tyler Courtney getting the win on Saturday.
Our good friend Rico, huh?
He's our good friend?
Little buddy, yeah.
The World of Outlaw Now Synergy Drink Sprint Car Series at Cedar Lake Speedway. Friday night, it was David Gravel getting the win. Carson Macedo picking up the win on Saturday. World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Model Series action. Fergus Falls Showdown at I-94 EMR Speedway was canceled on Thursday due to rain. River City Speedway on Friday. That was won by Nick Hoffman. Then we went to Norben County Raceway on Saturday. Nick Hoffman also picking up the win there. And then Nodak Speedway up... I'm not sure where that's at, but Tim McCready picking up the win Sunday.
Okay.
There for World of Outlaw. Real American Beer Late Model Series action. ARCA Series, the Lime Rock Park 100 at Lime Rock Park on Saturday. Thomas Annunziala picking up the win there.
Doesn't sound like an ARCA regular.
I don't think so.
Might be a ringer.
NASCAR action over the weekend. The Craftsman Truck Series also at Lime Rock on Saturday. Corey Heim picking up the win in that. Nick Sanchez, former guest on the show here, picking up the Xfinity win in the Focused Health 250 at Echo Park Speedway, formerly Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Right.
And then Cup Series also there for the Quaker State 400 on Saturday night. Chase Elliott getting the win there. Other action, the Dirt Car Summer Nationals roundup for this past week. Last Thursday at Macon Speedway, Trey Mills getting the win. Farmer City, it was Jason Fager on Friday night. Saturday at Highland Speedway, Fager getting another win, couple back-to-back there for him. Sunday at Clarksville, Brandon Shepard getting the win there, and also he was the weekly champ for, what was that, week number 2? This is week 3 we're in now.
Okay.
Monday, Old Number 1 Speedway, as week number 3 gets underway, was canceled due to rain. Tyler Erb, he's got a pretty good shot at winning this week, as he's got the win Tuesday night at Benton Speedway and Wednesday last night at Spoon River.
Made a lot of friends along the way, too.
Did he?
I'm just going to leave that there.
I started watching, then I heard the booms out my window, and I was like, hey, you want to watch the fireworks? So we sat on the front porch, watched the fireworks, and then came back in and saw Tyler Erb in Victory Lane, so I missed the whole race. Was there issues? Did I miss something? It seemed like it must have ran caution-free because it didn't last that long.
Yeah, nothing that you wouldn't expect.
Okay. All right.
From Tyler.
The BC39 also this past week at the little track. What do they call that? The dirt track at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
The little track. Justin Grant getting the win Tuesday night. Cannon McIntosh winning last night. Becomes the first person to win the BC39 twice. So congratulations to him. Hammer Down Army results from this past week. Again, if you want to be part of the Hammer Down Army, all you have to do is get one of these stickers from DCR Graphics, slap it on your race car. Do you have one on yours?
No, I've been trying to get one.
Well, you might want to win.
Yeah.
Or you can get one for Dale for $5. He'll mail it to you, bring it to the track. We will report your finish each and every week as long as you submit it to us, like John Young did. He finished 10th in the Superstock A main. Kurt Dickey finished 14th in the Superstock A main. Grayson Warner was there. I think he finished 11th. He didn't submit his results there. Peyton Hovis finished 12th in the Compact A main at Oakshade, and I finished 2nd in the Superstock A main.
Good race.
I got screwed by that caution.
It ended one lap too early, yeah.
Did, yeah. Elevate your racing performance with Dominator Race Products, the premier choice for high-quality, durable race car components, from innovative nose pieces and balances to robust fenders and spoilers. Their products are engineered to enhance your vehicle's aerodynamics and durability on the track. Trusted by racers nationwide, Dominator Race Products delivers the reliability and performance you need to dominate the competition. Check out the Killer Z Z28 nose kits. Visit DominatorRaceProducts.com today to explore their extensive range of products, including those Killer Z nose kits. Make sure to go there and take your racing to the next level. Also, his products available from Ron Miller Race Cars and other reputable race shops. Race fans, the 50th season at Oakshade Raceway is in full gear, packed with action every Saturday night featuring the dirt car, UMP, late models, DCR graphic Sportsman, Dominator, Superstocks, and the compacts. Running full shows through August, including this weekend. This weekend, though, with the addition of the Vintage American Race Cars, the VARC series. Those guys, it seems since they started, like when they started, it was kind of like, oh, the vintage guys are here. They're just going to come out and run around the track with their cars, their old cars. They don't want to mess anything up. And over the years, they've kind of gotten way aggressive. These past 2 years are incredible. They're going at it full.
Hey, nobody likes losing, Scott.
No. So they put on a heck of a show. I'm looking forward to that. That's this weekend at Oakshade. And then, of course, a week from Saturday is the big one, the annual birthday race, $10,000 to win for the UMP Dirt Car Summer Nationals, co-sanctioned with the American Late Model Ironman Series. That's Saturday, July 12th. And Summit Racing Equipment Modifieds will be there, as well as the Dominator Super Stocks. So that'll be a good show, too. Racing will start a little later that day on the 12th. Gates will open at 10 a.m. Pits should be open all day for anybody. You don't need a pit pass to get in. So you can get in, get pictures with your favorite driver, get autographs, and then about 4 o'clock, I think they'll try and usher folks without a pit pass out of the pits. And then racing is scheduled to begin at 8:30. So keep that in mind for the birthday race. Stay up to date on all the action at OakshadeRaceway.com. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Oakshade Raceway. We're the fastest. Meet to race, just like this gentleman here.
Yeah.
It's the Outlaw Jesse Jones. Thanks for joining us once again. Second time in the studio, too.
Yes, I really enjoy it.
So last time we had you in, you were coming off, was it your first or second win? I think you might have had a couple of wins right in a row.
I won my first year. We won the last race that they ran of the year. Then we opened up the next opening night.
Okay. All right. And so you look pretty good. You had a couple wins, and then, was it last year you didn't have any wins?
No, the year before.
You didn't? Okay.
Last year we got one win, and then we found one of them dreaded tractor tires and kind of ended our year.
Well, this year, you didn't win opening night, but you've won everything since then.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? I mean, what do you attribute all these wins to this year?
Opening night, we finally purchased a big motor, and we thought we were going to go all in. We were going to go all in this year. We're like, let's not hold anything back. Let's not mess around with any parts. If we think something's going to make us faster, we're going to do it.
So last time we talked to you, you were running a crate 602 or something? Okay.
So we had a 377 together. We ran night one, and we dropped an exhaust valve night one. So the plan was we're going to put the crate back in it, and we were going to just try to get by until we got our big engine back, and we just started winning. So I was like, well, maybe we don't need to change anything right now.
So things are good then?
Yeah, really good. I'm really having a hard time not putting the big engine in it just to see what it'll do, because it feels like on track it could use a little more, but also you don't want to jinx nothing and go backwards on accident, you know.
Well, and I think the track conditions this year have been kind of favorable to
the weather has really helped.
Not having a big motor.
It's just been really hot, and the track tends to go a little bit black and slick.
And I like that.
It gets racy.
Yeah.
It gets slick. And on that, like, honestly, like, Brad Eichenhauer's got a setup in that car. We got pretty much a standard setup, but that car's got a lot of forward bite and sideway bite compared to my my old Rayburn had a 4-wheel skid. This car really rips and grips when you get into it.
So you can really tell the difference?
I can tell a big difference. This is a blue gray I'm on right now, and I'll be honest, I was never a Rocket guy. Dad had a black front that I drove the end of last year, and I was like, I don't know if I like these. I know it's old, but I was kind of thinking that maybe Rocket wasn't the way to go, and Brad Eichenhauer was like, I think this car suits your driving style, and we purchased this blue gray, and I can't complain about it.
Haven't looked back.
Haven't looked back. Just keep tires on it, and keep our maintenance up, and keep sending it.
No, I haven't been usually I'm in staging when you're out there for the features, and I kind of see you as you drive by, and 3 and 4, and that's about it. I'm like, oh, he's leading again there. He's still leading. But you had a little bit of maybe an on-track rivalry this season, a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, so like me and Donnie Ringman, we technically race out of the same stable. Like, they're both Eichenhauer cars. Me and Donnie have had incidents before where we've kind of gotten into it with each other. Not bad, but just a little scuffles. And you get heated in the moment when you feel like you got ran into, and then you might give some sign language out the door when you're going by under yellow. And
I know how that goes, actually.
Then you go watch the video and you realize, it's a racing incident. And then you get upset because then it happens 2 weeks in a row. And that you just try to take it one race at a time. You try to race guys like they race you. And just, if you're running for points, you can't have rivalries with guys. You got to get along with everybody. You got to have everybody's respect. And it has to go both ways. But me and Donnie had private conversations, respectful conversations, and we're good now.
I was going to ask if you did talk, so that's interesting. Was that at the track, or was that like during the week after?
It was during the week, just some phone calls. And Donnie's a good guy. He's been racing for a long time. I know it's racing's frustrating if you think you have a good run, and sometimes some character in the track causes issues. And again, if you're the guy on the outside and the guy hits a hole in the inside, you think you got ran into, but it's like, they just kind of lost it or whatnot. But again, it's all good now. So that's
A couple of adult beverages can usually solve those things.
Yeah, a couple of adult beverages, some nicotine on a Sunday morning.
There you go.
Some coffee, and then just talk it out, And honestly, sometimes it's best not to talk it out right after it happens because everybody's heated and upset.
Oh, yeah.
So we did pretty good on that. We kept our distance for 2 weeks, but again, we're good now. And I'm not sure why exactly was not there last week, but I think he's hopefully he's working on his car. Have it up next week, I'm hoping.
Yeah, because you guys were actually tied for the point lead before this past Saturday night.
Yeah, and he's been running really good. Like it just seems like, I know they were searching a little bit on the car when I talked to him, but it sounded like it was just little things here and there they just need to pick up on. But like I said, he was running really good, and I really thought between him and Roman Brown, I thought the three of us were kind of a 3-horse race, and so I guess as a competitor, I'm disappointed because I'd like to see him there because it's nice to race competitively with guys, and not that everybody else ain't quick right now, but there was Donnie and Roman were really running really good, and it was there was some fun racing going on there earlier in the year.
How'd your luck been with the draws going, getting some good
awful.
starting positions? So that hasn't been helping you.
No, I've started towards the back about every heat race. I think we got week 2, maybe we started on the front row, and ever since then it's been second row on back. Then the redraws for the feature, I think all of them except for last week, we've started 4th on every single one. So it's been not handed to us by any means. It's been having to run a little bit, and I think a big difference from this year to last year and like previous years, I'm learning to be patient. 20 laps is a long time. If you know your car's right, you got some speed. There's no need to go win it on lap 1. There's no need to be patient. And
I keep seeing a meme that says that on Facebook. You're not going to win on the first lap.
I got to watch you last Saturday, and you ran a really great race. And I'll tell you what, Mike Jessen was coming on. You were talking about you and Roman, and you guys had a great race for a while. But Mike Jessen was there at the end, and he came from way back in the feature.
Yeah, he started, and I owe him an apology next week. So he started outside pole.
Are you starting another rivalry already?
No, I love Mike. I call Mike. Mike's one of the drivers I respect most of any driver I've ever driven with. I have a lot of respect for the guy. He's been doing it for a long time. He's extremely consistent. He doesn't tear his stuff up. He drives everybody clean. But we got that restart. He started outside pole, and we joked at the redraw, like, hey, you want to swap spots? Because I've been running up high. He wrecks around the bottom. And, Chris, he was kind of like, no, that's not how that works. but we, I said I hit a hole down in turn 1 and lap 1, and the car shot up on me. And he checked up, like Mike's got a good head on him. And he kind of got shuffled. I've seen the video. He got shuffled back quite a bit there. And I've seen the results at the end. He worked his way all the way back up through the field.
Right.
Because I think we only had 1 yellow that race. And it was, when Mike's on his game, Mike's tough. He's really tough.
Yeah, a lot of times he'll start at the tail of especially the heats, just kind of hang back and feel things out.
Very patient, and I think he understands. Like sometimes we get some new blood in that class that might just think that they go for kill in the heat race, and Mike understands that sometimes it's best just to let it all sort itself out. And we always say back in the pits that Mike Jessen does Mike Jessen things where you don't hear about him all night. When you look at the end results, he's in the top 3, top 5. And you don't know how he got there.
To quote Bill Paxton Sr., to finish first you have to finish.
Yes.
He was famous.
That's a Paxton Senior saying.
Oh, yeah.
I know that. Yes. So, what was your goal at the outset of this season? Was it to win the championship in Sportsman class?
That's what we set out. Last year we had a really good run early on until we wrecked, but we weren't quite as good as we are right now by any means. We had a pretty solid car. It was, like I said, the car was pretty worn out and old, but I thought we had a good shot at it last year. And like I said, we moved a tractor tire about 10 foot, and we bent the front clip over 1 3/4 inches, and it's like, yeah, that's done. But like I said, this year me, Jared Upel, my dad, Brad Eitenhauer, everybody that's helped with the vision of this was like, let's go for broke. Let's try and win a title. Let's not. If we need it, let's get it. It's not. I mean, I think I just bought 4 wheels off of Ron because mine are just leaking air a little bit, and it's like, let's not have any mistakes. And just, unfortunately, between sponsorship and winning, you have the finances to do it, you know. But previous years we were pretty tight on stuff like that. But
I know last time we had you, and you put yourself in that definitely a budget racer category.
Oh, yeah. And we're still, and there's guys we're getting outspent. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but it's not so much of trying to stretch a tire where we're running tires for 4 nights straight on a right rear. Now it's like, okay, let's get 2 nights out of it, but pull it off. 2 nights on it, pull it off. And even, I mean, it's just taking it a lot more serious this year.
I'm still running all last year's tires, except for one.
I'll tell you what.
I only have one tire.
When the track's hard, dry, slick like it is, sometimes those year-old tires are actually pretty good. They harden up a little bit over winter, and maybe not as fast the first 5 laps, but you come on a little harder towards the end. And they don't wear quite as bad. And then in the karting world, we used to play with compounds and durometers and stuff and try to get things perfect on that stuff. But we used to run street races at Clyde. There's a Grand Prix they run down there. And we used to say that brand new tires were not the answer. You want the tires you had on it last year, the hot lap with, let them sit all year, then run that Grand Prix on those tires and you'd be faster. And I mean, I don't know why we just didn't buy a harder compound, but we just we just let them sit for a year.
So you've got another family member that plans on racing this year. What's his program?
Yeah.
He doesn't have your old car that you wrecked, did he?
No. Jared Upel, my brother, and me, we talked about what happened to me last year. We totaled out a car, and that was it. Points were done. I mean, we tried to get my dad's car out and whatnot, but dad's car's a good car. We finished the year in the top 5. We think we got 3rd or 2nd in the last race of the year with it. But it's a handful. It drives like a street stock almost. But Jared, we talked to Jeff Strock. He had a car available that Jake Gamber ran last year. Mm-hmm. And the price was right on it. And we said, let's get that car. We can take all my broken stuff off my Rayburn and put on that Rayburn. And then we have a car. We have my numbers, my notebook. We have a car we know is capable of winning. Is it our best stuff? No, but it's capable of getting us through. But then we started talking. We're like, well, if we're going to have a spare car, someone's got to be there at the track with it. So we talked to my brother, and we had been home going to the races a couple weeks, maybe week 2, and I called my brother up. I'm like, hey, we put together a car, would you drive it? And he's like, what do I got to do? And I'm like, just show up and nut and bolt it every week.
Oh, geez.
He's like, absolutely, I'll absolutely do that. So I was like, so we're right now. Bob Rendell's been building an engine for it. I've been giving him crap because that's a newer car. My Rayburn was. He's gonna have about twice as much horsepower as I had last year, and he's gonna have my canister shocks that I had on it last year. So I'm like, you're going to starting off with a hot rod, but I think he'll have a learning curve the first couple of weeks and just getting a feel for it. But he's dabbled in karts. He hot lapped Dad's car last spring, not this spring, but last spring, and he looked pretty good, smooth and consistent. Doesn't overdrive the car, never looks out of shape. So I just told him, run the tail the first night, get a feel for it, try and pass somebody, then try and run with the field, then go try and get after it. Maybe week 3 or 4, we would see him. If it was his week 3 or 4, we'd see him start to get after it a little bit.
And how old's your brother?
He's 3 years younger than me.
Okay.
He's kind of a late bloomer. He got in the race when we were kids, wasn't much into racing, more into hanging out with mom and skateboarding and doing, I guess, just hooligan things at the park with kids and all that stuff. But anyways, he got in it late. We got into the karting deal right before I got into racing Oakshade, and his boys got old enough to get in the karting, and so he decided to get one, and he got really good. He's got to learn to lead yet. He's never won anything yet, but he's gotten really close where he's led a lot of laps in a feature, and we just got to teach him a little bit to be patient when he's leading, and remember they got to pass you. Like, you don't got to overdrive anything. But me and him work together, have the same service truck at work. So he's been getting an earful for me every Monday. We're showing him videos of me running. I'm like, hey, watch this right here. This is bad. This is good. This is bad.
Watch this.
Yeah. So he's getting plenty of coaching on that. But we'll see. Maybe another 2 or 3 weeks he'll be out. It'll be confusing for you, Scott. It'll be a 54B. My sides from last year. So.
Well, as long as you don't do what the Smiths do, and I'll have the exact same looking cars.
No, he'll have a black. I mean, I'll have the orange nose. He'll have a black nose. It'll look like the car I ran year one, except for the black nose. Actually, they are my first year sides I ran because they're plain. So I was like, we'll just put those on it.
And I should say, not all the Smiths look this. Their cars look this way. Drew's is a little different. He does have the DS on there.
I know in the lineup, watching them fly by, the late models, I'm like, I don't know who's who. And you only see them for a minute, but I was like, I don't know who's who running where. But apparently the Smith boys are running good. I think they got 3 in the top 5. Was it last week or the week before?
Oh, yeah.
That was impressive.
Week before. There were only 2 families in the top 5.
Yeah, you don't see that in racing very often.
So, we're, I guess, almost halfway through the season. Are you looking beyond this season yet, or are you just totally focused on this championship?
I get asked that a lot lately because we've dabbled in late model stuff at the end of the year. Last year, well, not last year, but the previous years. And I got a couple sponsors, UPL Transport and like Oklahoma Metal and Iron and Brad Height and Howard, a bunch of guys they all go kind of back and forth with what they want me to do, but I think the consensus is we'd like to bump up if we're financially able to. But like Jared says, he goes, you leave next year to me, and you just focus on one week at a time. So I'm just focused on getting the car out on the track and try to put it together a good finish, and wherever the points end up and whatever happens next year happens. All I can do is do the best I can and see what happens.
So you have put the big tires on.
I have before. We've got, I think, 2 top 10s at Kokomo. We ran Montpelier 1 week 2 years ago, and I think we ended up 9th. I was stoked because Curtis Roberts was in that race, and I've always liked Curtis Roberts. I was like, that's cool. I get the race with Curtis. He probably has no idea I was excited, but I was. And Brian Rollman was there that night, and I've watched Rollman run a lot, and he's another driver that I've watched, just smooth, consistent, a really good driver. And it sounds silly, but I watch a lot of guys run to kind of try to study other drivers, but. Yeah, I definitely like late model racing.
I'm going to assume you're probably not going to put the big tires on for the birthday race just because you are in the points. If you weren't in the points, though, would that be an option you'd look at?
I would absolutely. Last year I got to drive Trevor Reed's car. He's got that Kryptonite. It was a great opportunity. Unfortunately, I did not get to sit in that car until the Friday night before we went. I drove it down the county line, like the county street, and just kind of figured out where it shifts at, and we just showed up and ran it. And we had a pretty good night that night. I think we qualified in Group B 7th quick, and we just missed. We got a deal with Dusty Moore and Jake Rundell. We kind of got tangled up in the heat race, and then ran the B, and by the time we get about halfway through the B is when I finally started to understand how that car was rotating and what it liked. And I was like, well, it's too late now. Like, we're not. I think we missed the transfer with the provisionals. We didn't make it in, so that was kind of a bummer. But I'm sure there'll be a day where I'll be like, heck yeah, provisional. But it is what it is.
So looking, I know you're concentrating on the championship, but long-term racing goals. I mean. Would you see yourself going anywhere beyond late model, just a regional, local, or do you have long-term aspirations to go IndyCar race and NASCAR race, Or
I'm 37 years old. I got 3 kids. I got a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old, and I love the hell out of them. And thank God for my wife. She lets me go out and play. But I mean, when I first got into this, I just wanted to be able to run with the field and a Sportsman. I was like, I just think I want to prove that I can do this. And then we started finding some success, and I'm like, man, I'd love to win one. Well, now we won one. Now it's like, man, I'd love to be that guy that's up front all the time. And we're getting.
Now you're that guy.
Time to turn the wick up a little.
Well, we're getting there. I watched enough racing. Like, I had Brian Dussel I used to race karts with. He messaged me on Facebook. He's like, hey, man, he goes, getting a win's tough, but can be done at any time. He's like, stringing them together is hard. Like, he knows how much work that takes. So, and I keep telling my guys, like the guys that help me out, and I'm like, understand, like, the streak will end. Like, it's going to end. Like, I've watched enough racing throughout my life. No one wins them all. It's a bad night's coming. It always happens. I don't care what level.
And they come in bunches.
And it does. And now my brother is like, maybe those bad ones were all last year. We'll just be done with it. But I guess my ultimate goal was I just want to turn laps at Eldora. I don't care if it's in a street stock, modified. I don't care if it's in I don't know, bring midgets out there. I don't care. I just want to turn. That's always what I've wanted to do. If the car's together by the end of the year, we'll reskin it and we'll probably take it for the steel blocks and run for the Dirt World Nationals down there. Cool. Probably be awful, but we'll just to say we did it. We ran around Eldora, and that's kind of the goal. And then as a kid, I grew up watching the Chris Pattersons. Like Gid Perry back in the day, running limited late models, and Shroy, all those guys in the 90s and late 80s or mid 90s. And I've always wanted to race late models, never been able to, and I feel like we're right at the cusp. So we'll see.
Now, running for the championship, do you find yourself running any different than you would if you're just going out to win every night?
No. Out of all people, Josh Robinson taught me just run every night like you're trying to win. Don't tear the car up and let the points be what they're going to be. And that's been my mentality all year. The only time I hear about the points is someone tells me. They're like, "Oh, you're tied with." I've heard on here, you're tied with Donnie Ringman. Oh, okay. And then, last week.
Are you sure you haven't looked at the points?
I looked just before the show, just in case I got asked.
Okay.
But I was.
That's acceptable.
I try to. I'm being honest. I try to ignore that because I did that in the past. Last time I was on the show when we won opening night, I points watched every race, and then I found myself getting in spots where I'm like, you know what, a top 3 is okay. A top 5 is okay. Well, if you go out, not saying it aggressively, but like an idiot. But if you drive every night, like I'm not going to race next week. So you just race to try to win and put your best foot forward. The results seem to be better, and I think a lot of it's mental too. Like you don't have that conservative like, oh, it's okay type moment. And like Craig Dittman said that once to me too. He's like, don't ever have a race where you're like, we had a good run. He's like, try to get that mentality of we didn't win. What do we got to do next week to win? So I've been taking advice from a lot of peers around me, but. Again, I just right now just keep doing what we're doing because it's working right now.
Now, we touched on this last time you were here, but you were in a band. You said you play guitar. What happened with that? You said you did some touring?
Yeah, we did a little bit of that. Honestly, it was just my love for racing. I wanted to get back into it.
That trumped the love of playing guitar?
Yeah, like I'm not bragging or anything, but like I've been told, like, hey, you're a really good guitar player. And I said, well, I had to work really hard at that. And I'm like, I work really hard on my race car, but the driving aspect, when I was a kid, kind of came a little bit natural. I mean, I've been driving go-karts since I was 4. So it's, I have a lot of regret in that and a little bit in life. Like, I wish I would have taken that effort towards racing. I'd kind of be curious where I'd be at right now, but also it makes me who I am now. So
if the bandmates called you up tomorrow and said, hey, we're getting the band back together, we're going to Chicago. You want to come?
No, I think
I'm busy Saturday nights.
Yeah, I'm busy Saturday nights. I think that's about when people play music, but yeah, I have no desire for that anymore. It's during the winter when it's cold out, sometimes you get the itch where you kind of want to play with some buddies or something, but musicians are they're a different breed of people.
So are race car drivers.
They are,
but.
for sure.
Now, you mentioned Kokomo that you ran last year, wanting to run Eldora this year. Any other tracks other than Oakshade that you see on the schedule for this season?
Again, I haven't really looked at the schedule. I don't know what the schedules are, but I know that I'd like to try Atomic once. I went down with the Robinsons 2 years ago and helped Josh in his car. And by the way, if you ever get a chance to watch a race from the infield, that was a blast. I've never seen it from that perspective. Me and Brian Retcher got to help him out there. Had tires to change for him in case something happened, and it's unreal how fast the cars are going when you get to see them that close.
Absolutely.
Up in the infield. And
absolutely.
It gives you a whole different respect for it. But I'd like to try Atomic. Everybody tells me it's like a mini Eldora the way it drives. I'm just curious on that. I am curious on Millstream if they have any late model races at the end of the year, because that's kind of one of those old time places it just seems like a place you just need to hit up. You need to experience it. I wish Brian was still around.
Maybe the Showdown series they'll get a late model.
And it was last year.
Yeah. And they put on a pretty good show too.
They did.
Yeah, I'm actually bummed out. I got asked if I wanted to take Dad's car there just to turn laps, and I turned it down. I think I ended up going bowling instead. But it is but yeah, I'd like to dabble in late models end of the year just to see kind of if maybe we're prepared to maybe jump up to another level. But like I said, right now, 1 week at a time, Sportsman's where it's at, and trying to get torn up and keep doing what we're doing.
It's priorities. So what would you say has been the most rewarding win of your career so far? Can you pick one out?
That's weird. The first one's always special. I'll be honest, I bawled like a baby when I came in because I grew up at that track playing with at Oakshade, playing with Matchbox cars on the front stretch, like a lot of drivers there my age did.
He was playing with them at, what was it, the old Toledo Raceway Park or something?
Toledo Raceway Park, absolutely.
I was playing with Matchbox cars, watching Rusty Wallace flip on the dirt in the ground, watching Ron fly by. But the first one was special. The second one was special because it made it feel like it wasn't a fluke. Then we went a year without winning. The third one felt really good because it was, okay, like, I can still do this. But honestly, I think the first win this year is probably my favorite. I messed up. We bought that car, and we blew the engine up week 1. Week 2, I put the crate in. I know what gear I have to run with that crate. I know what RPMs it's going to turn. I ran it for 6 seasons. I know what it is. We finished the feature. I'm like, man, the engine's hurt. And I pull off at the recall, and I turned 4,600 RPMs. And I was like, man, this ain't good. I'm down another engine. So I came back Sunday and washed the car up, and Jamie Fowler called me to congratulate me. I told him about that. I didn't tell him what I'd turned. I said, I think the engine's hurt. He goes, did you ever check the rear gear in that? You ever check the rear end on that? I go, no. And he goes, don't tell me. How many RPMs did you turn in your crate in the Rayburn? And I told him, and he goes, well, it's a 16% drop-off, 7% drop. I goes, you turned to this last night. And it was right on the money. I'm like, how do you know that?
Sounds like Jamie. He's like, he's got like a computer.
Oh,
yeah.
An engineer. Oh, no. When he was on the phone, I could hear his fingers tapping. He was doing the math. And I go, well, how do you know that? And he goes, you got 411 gears in that thing. I go, no.
Betcha.
So I spun the rear end, and sure enough, I had 411 gears. So that one felt special because we weren't right. Like, we were out to lunch, and then we came back that next week, and I was like, oh, this is how it's supposed to. Like, now I got tire spin. I can actually rotate the car now because I was a little upset. I know we won, but I was like, man, this car is tight. This car doesn't want to turn. It's lugging out of the corners. But I think the first one this season's been probably my favorite. And we didn't win it from the pole either. My 3 previous wins came from the pole, so it meant a lot to actually start a little deeper in the field and have to race your way to it. Because, I mean, we all know, Ron, we're winning them from the front. I'm saying they're easy, but it's easier in clean air. It's easier to have the track to yourself.
Absolutely.
It's a little more difficult to navigate around cars, and hopefully the leader doesn't check out while you're racing the guys around you. So that one definitely. And I had everybody there. I had my family there and sponsors, and it was special.
You were talking about the rear end. We did that one year. We broke a rear end, which broke the motor, and motor builder got a motor ready for us, and I put one of my backup rear ends in it, and for 3 weeks, I kept telling him, this motor's a dog. It's terrible. No power. 2:00 in the morning. You've had those revelations.
Oh, yeah.
I know you have.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. I did not get up in the middle of the night, but that was the first thing I did in the morning.
Oh, I've had.
You dumb son of a gun.
Yeah, I've had those, and that's how I felt when as soon as Jamie said 411 gears, I felt like an idiot. I was like, why did I never check that? And I guess because every car I've had always had 486, and I'm like,
yep.
I never thought to even look. And then like Adam Lance ran that car for Donnie Ringman last year, and I remember them saying Adam Lance was going, that car needs more gear. That car needs more gear. And everybody thought he was crazy because like, you're running a 612, 618 gear around here in these Sportsmans. That's too much, And sure enough, I get in it, and I'm like, damn, this thing needs more gear. Like this thing, right? But it's those nights like that, or even mornings like that, when you start revelations, it's kind of bonkers. And sometimes it's like,
absolutely,
you're usually really silly things. Like it's like, darn it, how did I not see that before?
So I know you said you have a list of your sponsors. Who's on the car this year helping out?
My biggest sponsor right now is UPEL Transportation with Jared UPEL. He's been with me for a while in various different forms. he shares the exact same vision I do. Like, I mean, I'm being pretty conservative on talking about future plans, but me and him have the exact same goal in mind. We both want to win a title. He's got a lot of faith in me. He's like, he told me before, he's like, I think you're a really good driver. We just got to get you the right equipment. And he's like, I'm tired of watching you run on old stuff. So he stepped up in a huge way and is continually doing it. I really can't thank him enough. How he even drives, hauls my car to the racetrack now. He buys me cigarettes going to the races. He's like, here, you need nicotine. But anyways, Eisenhower Racing Services, if you don't have a guy you go to and you're around, I mean, Ron, you're great. But if you're around Brad's area too, great. I like guys like Ron. I like guys like Brad Eisenhower. I like these guys that are more economy guys driven. You don't have to buy the best to be fast. You just need to make it work and you need to keep up on maintenance. And Brad's not just a good sponsor and sets the car up, but a huge mentor. That dude, we won our third win and we won by half track. And Sunday morning he called me and chewed my ass. I mean, chewed me out. He's like, why were you following 83 for 5 laps? He goes, you know better. Takes the air off the nose. Why are you doing that? And I was like, well, I didn't want to get it. He's like, I don't want to hear.
Is aero really a thing with the Sportsman too?
I'll tell you what, I did not believe in that stuff. I've heard Ron preach it for years on here. I did not believe into it. And I think, honestly, I'm not trying to offend anybody about my old car. I think my old car was just kind of nowhere near the car I have now. The car I have now, when I ran behind Chris Williams recently, it was Chris Williams and Rusty Smith. Chris kept sliding up. Every time he slid up in front of me, I didn't change my line, change nothing. It developed an aero push. We were still pulling on him, but I had the drag brake on exit. And the second I got clean air, the car just rotated. And it felt like I, oddly enough, had more forward bite too. So I absolutely. I don't know what that equation is, Ron, but I think it's like 55 mile an hour, 1,200 pounds of downforce on the nose. Of a wedge nose, like late model style nose, it's 1,200 pounds of downforce.
That's why your car feels so much different qualifying than it does
exactly.
in the middle of a heat race.
Exactly.
Or in the middle of a feature.
And it's wild, to be honest. I mean, the Sportsman's deal, I think the big thing we don't have compared to the late model, obviously we're smaller tire, smaller engine, but like the spoiler deal's not, I don't think it's as big of a deal. We have no wings on them. The spoilers are dinky. You
got the same spoilers we do.
Yeah, actually, I think you guys are bigger spoilers than we are now. I know Butler. I seen a Butler compact a while back ago that had a late model spoiler on, and I was like, no doubt. But,
okay. Those truck guys, they got the late model spoilers.
Yeah, the truck. You guys got big spoilers too. But yeah, but again, Brad's great. I really can't. I could get into stories for a long time with you, but he saved my racing career. He got me where I needed to be. Oklahoma Metal and Iron with Trevor Reed. He came on board last year and this year, and he's been great. I love that guy to death. Same deal, shares the vision. I think he's kind of a blue collar guy. He sees the hard work and he likes to reward that hard work. KK Collision has been sponsoring the car for quite a while. Helps me out with tires. My uncle Mark at Nichols Farms helped me purchase this car. I really can't thank him enough either. He's been to quite a few races and got to get him out a couple more times. Have a couple beers with him afterwards, but make sure I don't really forget anybody here, but it's obviously my dad, the guys in the pits. Like, his name's Jimmy Fredericks. We call him Fred. Fred, I love the hell out of Fred. My dad, my uncle Rick, my brother, Jared, Brian Retcher, Kyle Perry, Gid Perry's down there. Huge list. Jason Doty. It's been unreal this year. I know once you win, things kind of sort themselves out, but the help just keeps getting more and more, and it's quality help. Everybody seems to have no alternative motives. You know, they're just there. They want to have a good time and watch us try and win some races. But
do you find yourself working harder, getting wins? Does that drive you to work actually harder in your car?
Absolutely. I think I made the comment to Brad one time when we won our first race. We won my first feature, my 8th race out. And I think that was the worst thing that could ever happen to me because I tasted that and it did 2 things. One, I thought, oh, this isn't that hard. So we won the next week. And I was like, oh, dude, you just got to work on the car every week, grind tires and go at it, and just get better driving, And then we went that drought and it really hit me like, this isn't easy. Like, you'd have to work hard. I mean, this winter putting the car together, I'd walk in pneumonia twice. And I made a point to still go out there. I just threw cough drops in and put my head down and worked on it. And my thought is like when it's cold and miserable out, like that's everybody else is inside enjoying the warm weather. Like if I'm miserable and out here working, that's something they're not doing. It's an edge, you know. Same when it's hot outside. I want to go out. It's kind of maybe from playing football in high school, like those 2-a-days, like you kind of learn to love that grind. And I'm like, you're all inside in air conditioning. I'm going to go out here and work. I'm going to get one up on you. Even during the summer days at the track, I should have put my driving suit on sooner than everybody else just for that mental edge. Like I am comfortable in the heat. Like, yep, it's going to be all right. But yeah, absolutely. I find myself working way harder for wins. And that, like after we've gotten one, I just want to keep doing it. I understand what it takes. And I also know, like, I know for damn sure the other guys in that class are busting their asses, and they're going to be they're working hard. I know they are. So
I've got a question for you. The Sportsman cars were allowed to take the filler panels off the back.
Yes.
Have you noticed a difference there?
I absolutely have. And I'll tell you a couple things on that. I actually helped. We had our get-together at the end of the year for banquet, whatever you want to call it. And I've been vouching for a couple of years now. And at the time, I was more of a newer person in the class, but I've been there for a couple of years now. And I was like, get rid of these damn back panels. And I got asked why, and I said a couple things. I go, I hear bomber guys especially talk about, you guys have so many darn yellows. And I go, well, yeah, you got a parachute on the back of the car. Right. It creates lift in the rear end. You're on a smaller tire. You only weigh 2,600 pounds, and you got no downforce in the rear. They're going to drive like, excuse my language, they're going to drive like shit. Like, so, and the biggest complaint, it's just more just convenience. I hated washing it. Like just washing the car, taking the damn panels off every week, and then you wash the panel, all the clay, and then your scale numbers too. Like when you go through the wet, I know Oakshade's not wet all the time, but when there was water, you cake up so much clay on those back panels where your rear percentage would get crazy. And I'm sure in the trucks you guys get that where
it's terrible.
It changes everything. So the difference I have felt in the rear end of that car is it seems consistent now. It seems like the car doesn't change as the race goes on as much. Oddly enough, I've been able to tell fuel burn off more now. I'm getting in a spot now where I'm understanding how much fuel to put in it for the future to be when I want to be at my best. And without that clay caking up, even how dry it is out there sometimes, you still get clay caked up. Sure. You're able to gauge that better. So absolutely, I think it's the best thing they did. I just wish now we get late model spoilers on it, and then we'd be done with it.
Interesting.
Then you'd be late models with little tires.
Limited late models like 1989.
The first time I really learned about aero on a dirt late model was back 1996. We went to Syracuse, 1 mile track, 165 miles an hour.
Oh yeah.
And I went out for my first hot lap set, and I came in, and Ornery Don's yelling at me, "What the hell did you do to my race car?" The rear deck was all crumpled down.
Really, from the air pushing?
Yeah. The nose of the car is pinned to the ground, and you have that huge area exhausting in the back, and it creates at 160 miles an hour, a huge low pressure area under the back of the car. Yep. And you didn't have that with the rear filler panel.
Yeah.
And you do now. It has to give you more forward drive.
Absolutely. And I know the car count's a little low in that class this year, but if anybody's noticed, there's been less yellows. The cars drive, and I would love to hear from another driver in that class, but I believe the cars are driving better.
Yep.
And I get like the small tires, what keeps the economy in it, where you're going ahead and build a big monster 900 horse engine. Good luck. You can't put it to the ground. But when I'm on a 350 crate and I'm saying like the cars need a little more downforce on the rear. And now on top of that, with the aero games in it, and that's where I'll be honest with you, Don, I disagree sometimes with the air because I always say air's free. So we're not going to pay money for it. So like if I can find an edge in the air game, great, you know, like, but it's, you can't put us on a hard right rear, tiny tires, and take all the air off and expect there not to be yellows. But I think opening with the backs, and I think if they put late model rear spoilers on us, I think stop calling them Sportsmans because we're not by UMP rules. UMP Sportsman is supposed to have a stock front clip.
Right.
We don't have that. So call us what we are. We are limited late models. It's an economy late model, and just run it that way. And then on top of that, like I've told Christy this before and Pam, like, I believe that that Sportsman class at Oakshade has bred late model drivers for how many years? Keep the class, keep doing what you're doing, because you got the Smiths have come from that class, Carter Murday's come from that class, Little Schlenk, Rusty himself. I can go on and on with drivers that have come through that class.
Soon to be Jesse Jones.
I don't know about that. Again, one race at a time. But I just think that it's a really good class to run.
It is.
And I would suggest any young driver trying to get into it, and I love street stock racing. That's what I grew up with my mom and dad watching. But I would say if you want to late model race, it's a great class to learn and a great class to get involved with a 4-link and understand how those cars handle.
Yep.
I got some breaking news.
Uh-oh.
So the PA system out at Oakshade's had some issues the past few weeks. A couple weeks ago, it was real windy. I think something happened to one of the lines out there. I just got a text from my buddy who was out there working on the speakers tonight. He says it's all fixed.
Nice.
So we should be good this weekend with that. Speaking of this weekend, you already for win number 5 this weekend?
Well, we'll see. I got one race at a time. Like I said, those boys in that class are trying. I know they are. I used to race karts. Well, I've seen Billy Brown with Roman. I know those guys are working hard in the shop every week, and it's a matter of time till track conditions aren't right for us, and they hit on the setup, and we're gonna have ourselves a race. So we'll see. We're gonna try.
Is the car ready?
Car's ready. Oh
okay.
yeah, car's
driver's ready too.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. All right. Well, Paul Pelletier, he's got our streak going. He got the win this past Saturday, his next race after being
So we're
on the
looking
show.
for 5 in a row.
So, yeah.
Trying. So I guess the drive for 5.
You got to keep that streak going. You got a couple streaks you have to keep going this weekend.
Yes.
So, Jesse Jones, again, thank you for coming in here. We still have a little bit of stuff to do here before we finish up. But,
Feel free to jump in.
Absolutely. Before we get to our racing news, and then we'll do how many and give away some stuff. Got to mention that if you are planning your dream wedding, are you married?
Yes.
Okay. I guess you're not planning your dream wedding then.
No dream wedding. I already did that.
Or special event. If you're planning a special event, make it unforgettable with Magic Moment Entertainment. Mention the Hammer Down Racing Report when you book, and you'll get $100 off your reception DJ service. With over 30 years of experience, Ron Burt will make sure your event is perfect. Magic Moment handles everything from contracts to full liability insurance, giving you peace of mind, plus no hidden fees, no charges for mileage or dance floor lighting ever. He serves the entire states of Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Kentucky. They also specialize in wedding receptions, but they also excel in corporate events and mitzvahs. Magic Moment takes pride in working closely with couples and clients to create magical moments tailored just for you. Call Ron at 419-594-2261 or find Magic Moment Entertainment on Facebook under Magic Moment Entertainment or Ohio Sports Blitz. And, of course, Ron Miller Race Cars, your one-stop racing headquarters located in Lambertville, Michigan. Ron Miller Race Cars has everything you need to keep your racing dreams on track, from custom race car parts, safety equipment, service, and even American Racer tires. If it's for racing, Ron has it, or he can get it. I needed a filter. You had it.
I did.
And you could get it, too, if you didn't have it. Give him a call today, 734-856-7223, and let Ron help you gear up for victory. Ron Miller Race Cars, fueling racers one lap at a time. And
we do specialty repairs, too.
Such when you crack bars and that need to be glued back together.
Yeah.
I'll see you in the morning.
We'll fire up the glue gun on the 4th of July.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. We're going to make some fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do some racing news here, and then we'll get to our how many. No Hammer Down hotline calls.
I'm disappointed. You folks got to step it up.
I keep trying to retire it, and every time I start mentioning retiring that segment, people start calling or texting it again, and I'm not trying to get people to do that now because I don't really. We can lose that. That didn't play.
Latest racing news.
There it goes. So the system must be getting tired.
It's overheated.
That must be it. Let's switch this here. We got a little bit of racing news to cover here. I guess on Friday, did you hear about this? The big news on Friday from Montpelier Motor Speedway?
Maybe.
Bleachers?
No, not bleachers.
they're doing
but they're working on that. Former guest Ryan Sutter and promoter. Now he has a new title, a.k.a. the Milkman. That's not the new title. Right. That's also what Ryan Sutter goes by. He announced that he has completed the purchase of Montpelier Speedway, so now he is owner.
So he's not just
Speedway.
Leasing it.
Nope. Now it is. He's got full control of that facility, and he's done a pretty good job with it so far. I was out there in May and race. Have you ever run Montpelier?
Yes, sure have. Back when they had a huge lip around that.
That's
place.
a fun track.
Yes.
PRI released a landmark study that underscores PRI Performance Racing Industries. They have the big show. They released a landmark study that underscores the motorsports industry's pivotal role as a key contributor to the U.S. economy.
Really?
Yeah, do you know that? We're helping the U.S. here.
For years, I'm sure I can understand
The
that.
motorsport industry supports hundreds of thousands of jobs, generating billions in economic activity and delivering substantial tax revenue. PRI, the leading voice for the motorsports industry in the U.S., commissioned the research conducted by John Dunham and Associates based on a 2025 U.S. Economy data. The study encompasses automobile, truck, motorcycle, and UTV side-by-side racing activity. Traditionally, economic impact reports about racing focus on the impact of a single event, such as a major race weekend event, on a specific local and state economy. Those studies examine the effect of tourism dollars on the economy due to that single event. PRI's report, though, is different because it determines the economic impact of the businesses that support the existence of racing in the first place. It evaluates the economic contributions from multiple racing businesses, including tracks and promoters, parts manufacturers, distributors, retailers, service providers, and incorporated race teams. Key findings from the study include, these are the bullet points here, the industry contributes more than $69.2 billion annually. Billion
with a B.
to the American economy nationwide, and the motorsports industry supports more than 318,000 American jobs.
Wow.
Another bullet point here is American workers in the motorsports industry earn more than $22.1 billion worth of wages and benefits. I could live off of that.
Yeah.
That would support me. And finally, the industry generates more than $8.2 billion in tax revenue, including $5 billion in federal taxes and $3.2 billion in state and local taxes. So we're doing our part.
Sometimes I feel like it's just me that's paying that much. Yeah.
So that was an interesting study here. Did you hear about FS1 and the High Limit Sprint Car Series?
No.
They announced that they're going to broadcast.
Really?
The Fox Sports 1, FS1 now will broadcast the High Limit Sprint Car Series Joker's Jackpot, the 1,000 to win race from Eldora on Thursday, July 17th.
How much to win?
100,000.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 1,000 to win.
100,000. Sorry.
Okay.
100,000 to win. Flow Sports is producing the broadcast, and we'll be simulcasting it on Flow as well.
Okay.
So.
Is that just a one-off? Or?
It's a one-off, yeah. Which is and Flow does a pretty good job with their coverage of marquee events like that. So it's on par with the broadcast, the major broadcast groups. So it'd be kind of cool to see that. Daniel Suarez will not return to Trackhouse Racing next season. The team and Suarez announced a mutual decision to part ways at the end of the season, which allows Suarez to begin searching for a new opportunity. Suarez, who's 33, won the 2016 Xfinity Series title. He has won 2 NASCAR Cup Series races during his time with Trackhouse Racing, which began with the team's inception in 2021. Suarez will continue to compete for Trackhouse Racing for the rest of this season as the team works to win more races and earn a playoff spot. So, Cup Series ride open for you, possibly, Trackhouse Racing next year.
Asphalt's for getting to the racetrack.
Wild West Shootout officials are proud to announce the 20th running of the Rio Grande Waste Services Wild West Shootout presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts is going to be held at Central Arizona Raceway. That'll be on January 10th through the 18th. Big late model race that happens every year. It marks the Mega Mini Series. I guess we're going to call it a Mega Mini Series.
Okay.
The Mega Mini Series homecoming, not only to Arizona, but specifically to that track where the Wild West Shootout originally became a reality of the late Ernie Mincy. The promotional pioneer laid the foundations for the Wild West Shootout in 2001 when he started the Early Thaw Series at Central Arizona Raceway, with additional dates dotting the schedule at the now-defunct Manzanita Speedway. Following the closing of Arizona Speedway after the 2021 season, the event vacated the Grand Canyon State for the first time. The Wild West Shootout moved to Royal Jones Vado Raceway, Speedway Park, for the 2020, Vado. It's Vado, right? Vado Speedway Park. for the 2022 and contested 4 consecutive years there at the state-of-the-art facility for its 20th anniversary. The Wild West Shootout now returns to Arizona, Central Arizona Raceway. Again, hosting events January 10th, 11th, 14th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. So maybe if you're...
I wonder if Auto Park will be running something against that or in conjunction with it.
I wonder. I mean, that's a nice facility.
It is.
So. And that is your news for this week. Got to mention DCR Graphics, your source for high-quality wrap, stickers, die-cast banners, and more. If you're looking to upgrade your race teams, look, you have DCR Graphics, don't you? Yep. DCR Graphics has you covered with full wrap starting at just $425. If you want to showcase your car in miniature form, you get a box of 8 custom die-casts for only $135, available for late models, sprints, modifieds, and street/super stocks. And now DCR has even more ways to show off your style. Check out their brand new lineup of crew shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, flags, and more. Hit up DCRgraphics.com, call 419-308-9523 to place your order today. DCR Graphics, where speed meets style, and you can also order one of these Hammer Down Racing Report window stickers from Dale there at DCR Graphics and become part of the Hammer Down Army.
Yeah.
And with that, let's we'll mention the Hammer Down hotline here, even though there's no calls. If you do want to...
That's 419-318-3081.
There it is, yes. You got that memorized.
I do.
Call or text anytime, day or night. And maybe if we don't get anything the next couple of weeks, we'll finally retire that number. Sometimes it's entertaining. There's some weird stuff that ends up on that. So maybe we'll just keep it there.
Maybe we could replace it with the record report. Hint, hint.
Perry Cox, are you listening?
Yeah.
Let's do our How Many this week and give away some stuff. We got a whole bunch of different things to give away. So let's do
How Many?
So last week's How Many was another math problem because you like the math problems. How many late models would be at Lima Land on Friday, plus how many late models would be at Montpelier on Saturday, the American Late Model
and
Ironman
Series
races.
Show in.
Both got in. They had 24 at Lima Land, 23 at Montpelier.
That's 47.
You got it. That is 47. And
I guessed 54.
I didn't write down.
You said 53.
Yep, 54. So I got closest there.
Yeah.
So I'll have to pick first this week. Our winner from last week, who guessed exactly 47 and was the only one that guessed 47, was my former crew chief, Robin Johnson. Congratulations.
Well, that's pretty cool.
She guessed 47, so she will get a...
She's obviously got her taking the pulse of racing. She still understands.
Yes, because she knew exactly how many were going to be there.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Robin Johnson. You won yourself one of these Hammer Down Racing Report window stickers, courtesy of DCR Graphics. And if you're at the track, let me know. I'll bring it out there. If not, Ron will have it at his shop.
It'll be at Ron Miller Race Cars.
So this week's How Many? And again, hashtag Speedy for Speedy sponsor sticker. We're going to do that drawing next week, but to get into that drawing, hashtag Speedy, put that in the comments of the Facebook Live or YouTube Live, and you'll get in for one of these guys, which we'll give away next week.
That's mostly because our producer
Dave is he's not 100%. Yes, he got injured. We'll call it that one. Yes. But for next week's How Many? The question we're going to ask tonight, you got a couple things. You get a DCR Graphic Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker, and I got
there's more.
A pair of grandstand passes for Oakshade Raceway. And they got a big race coming up a week from Saturday.
Those are good
race. That's good for any event in the 2025 race season.
No additional charge.
No additional charge. I'll get you into the grandstands. So there you go. $1 hot dogs. You got to pay for the hot dogs, so that just gets you in the grandstands. So with that, to win that, you got to win the How Many for this week or next week. I don't. Would that be considered for this week? This week's How Many is how many late models plus modifieds.
How many late models
plus modifieds. Let me finish.
2 different tracks.
Nope,
right?
same track.
Oh, okay.
At Montpelier Speedway.
Oh, okay.
Summer Nationals coming there on Wednesday night. because then they'll be at Butler, and then they're going to Oakshade on Saturday, and then Wayne County on Sunday. But we're just talking Montpelier Wednesday night, because if we do Butler, that's too late. It's Thursday night, and we won't know how many they have until too late. So, how many late models plus modifieds? Just one number total. Put that in the comments of the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. Whoever's closest will get a pair of passes, grandstand passes to Oakshade Raceway and the Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker
that you could use next week.
You could use it next week if you pick it up on Friday,
right? Or Saturday.
Yeah, there you go. So again, that's the total number, and there we go. I had to wait for the guesses to start streaming in here. Hovis Racing's pretty good at guesses, but
yeah, but I want to see a couple of Hovises.
A couple. So I got to pick first this week. You're going to get a pick too. So I'm going to add you.
Don't just sit there smiling.
I'm thinking.
You're under the gun, too.
Modifieds and late models together.
Modifieds and they've been averaging about 4 heat races at all these things. I figure a lot of local guys will probably get out there. I don't know. Will a lot of local guys get out there and maybe run that whole week?
I think there's a lot planning on it.
A lot for provisional.
I'm going to go with... Skylar says 54. I'm going with Skylar Hovis. Because I picked 53 last week, right?
Yes.
That worked out good. I'm going to go one more. I'm going to pick what you picked last week and hit 54. I'm going with his number.
Okay.
Good number.
Ron, what do you got?
I was hoping you were going to pick Jesse up first.
I'll guess. Okay. I'm going to be hopeful. I think it's going to be great weather. We're going to have 60.
I don't think that's a bad guess. I think mine might be a little low, honestly.
I'm going 61.
61?
Actually, my number was 62, but I'm going to jump you by just one.
The old Bob Barker special.
There you go. And it's okay if you go above. We're not doing the prices right things. Whoever's closest, if we have a tie, we'll spin the wheel and determine a winner. So there you go. Again, that's Oakshade Raceway grandstand passes and a Hammer Down Racing Report sticker will go to the winner next Thursday night. And you'll have we'll give you until Wednesday at noon to get in on that. Should I push that even later?
I was going to say 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. Wednesday, 3 o'clock Eastern. So if you're listening to the podcast, not listening to us live, you have plenty of time to get in on this. Just find the live video broadcast or go to YouTube, find our video on there. Put your guess in the comments. As long as it's before 3 o'clock on Wednesday, you will be in that in the drawing there.
And nobody needs to feel like they're going to get shortchanged by the weather. I'm going to give you a little hint. Wednesday's weather looks great.
That full weekend weather pit stop coming up momentarily. Before we get to that, though, this is your DCR Graphics weekend race menu for this weekend.
This weekend's racing menu.
And, of course, this weekend's racing menu starts tonight, already underway. Waynesfield Raceway Park, the Let Freedom Ring Night with the Great Lakes Super Sprints, 360 Wing Sprints, UMP Modifieds, and your favorite dirt track truck series in action there. Gates, they opened a while ago. Racing started at 7. And you're probably already there, so you don't care how much general admission costs. So we'll move ahead to Friday, July 4th.
That'd be tomorrow.
That would be. Sandusky Speedway. It's Kids Candy Rush Dollar Night. $1 hot dogs, $1 beers, $1 Pepsi products, 1,000 to win, Stars and Stripes, 35 Pro Compacts race event.
Right.
The Grand Nationals and Warriors also in action. Gates open at 4:30, racing at 7:30. General admission, $1.
Dollar night at
Sandusky Speedway. Yep. Limaland in action as well. It's Firecracker Friday there with Great Lakes Super Sprints. UMP Modifieds, Thunderstocks also in action. Gates open at 4:30, racing at 7:30. General admission, $20. Good buddy Jerry Keyser down there doing the announcing. He's going to help me out at Oakshade on Saturday.
Ooh.
So looking forward to that. He was out there this past Saturday.
I saw him.
Brought me some good luck, too.
Yeah.
So hopefully that continues. Attica Raceway on Friday night. It's Fan Appreciation Night with the AFCS 410 Sprints, UMP Late Models, and the AFCS 305 Sprints. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:45. General admission, $15. They're going to have open pits so you can meet the drivers, and dollar hot dogs and 50-cent popcorn at Attica. Saturday. Got a lot going on Saturday here. Millstream Speedway, it's quarter mile spectacular 2 with the Great Lakes Super Sprint wing sprints, Great Lakes traditional non-winged 410 sprints, dirt trucks, that would be the Dirt Track Truck Series.
Right.
All right. All in action at Millstream on Saturday night. Gates open at 4, racing at 6, general admission $20. Lorraine Raceway Park, autograph night there with the Ohio Wheelman Series, Grand Nationals, factory stocks, and juice box. Gates open at 2, I believe, maybe 2:30. I have 2:10 for some reason. It's either 2 or 2:30. Racing starts at 6 at Lorraine. General admission is $15. Fremont Speedway, it's Willie's Sales and Service / Family Fun Night. AFCS 410 sprints, AFCS 305 sprints, and the dirt trucks. Are you going to be racing?
I don't know yet.
You look like a deer in headlights. I didn't think it was that hard of a question.
My favorite son doesn't have his
Oh,
motor back yet.
So your truck
but
may be a loaner truck again?
It could be a loaner truck, or who knows?
You got any plans on running with the Sportsmans again this year at Oakshade before the showdown?
I think so.
I had a blast running with you last year.
I think there's a good chance that we'll get a little test and tune in.
What did you run last year? Whose Sportsman did you run?
No, you ran his truck with us.
With the Sportsman.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that. How'd that work out?
It was fun.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Like
Ron was getting after
like
it.
old home week, you know.
Okay. All right. Gates open at 4 at Fremont, racing at 7, general admission $10 there at Fremont on Saturday. And it's family
And it's
fun.
packed the
affordability.
stands night. So
Is
if you need some passes, grandstand passes, you might check with some of the racers. They may have some left.
Really? Sandusky Speedway in action. They got a two night weekend. What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
They're running 2 nights this weekend.
Yep, it's a double header.
That's it. Mod Night number 3 on Saturday at Sandusky with the Modifieds, Pro Compacts, Factory Stocks, Warriors. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission is $18 on Saturday. Wayne County Speedway, it's the Fast on Dirt 410 Sprint Series. Late models, UMP Modifieds, Super Stocks, Mini Stocks in action. Gates open at 3, racing at 7. General admission is going to be $25 there at Wayne County. Oakshade Raceway, mentioned earlier, the vintage American race cars will be on display and racing. In addition to a full show of UMP late models, DCR Graphics, Sportsman, Dominator, Superstocks, and Compacts. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:15. General admissions $15 there at Oakshade and Butler. Mid-season championship night up at Butler Speedway, 410 sprints, UMP modified street stocks and 4-cylinders. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:30. General admission is $15. And as we mentioned, Summer Nationals coming into our area next week. Wednesday, Montpelier Speedway, dirt car UMP late models plus the UMP modifieds. Gates open at 4 on Wednesday night at Montpelier. Racing will start at 7. General admission is $25. And then Thursday night, a week from tonight, they'll be at Butler Speedway with the late models and modifieds. Gates open at 3, racing at 7:30. General admission still $25 there. So, lots.
And if you can't get there, I think those are still all streaming on Flow, aren't they?
Dirt Vision.
Dirt Vision? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, Dirt Vision's doing all the
Summer Nats.
Summer National stuff, aren't they? All right, we get some TV time next weekend.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, well, I do. I guess
don't.
that's right.
My week
Sportsmen
off.
are off.
Oh, he could.
Well, you could. There you go.
We'll see. I think I'll help in the pit.
Just a tire change.
yeah.
Or maybe get a super stock.
Maybe. Someone's got it right out there. I'd love to drive a
There you
bomber.
go.
Super stock. I still call them bombers. But yeah.
What's the weekend weather pit stop looking like? Actually, it's a whole week worth of weather now.
Scott,
Hot?
Tomorrow, hot. Make sure you bring the sunscreen. Friday night, Sandusky, Lima, there's a slight chance of a shower before 8 o'clock, but not much. Saturday, the sun's going to be out. It's going to be hot.
Drink lots of fluids.
Yeah, air temps around 95, heat index over 100. So, yeah, be prepared on Saturday. Sunday, spectacular day.
I like those kind of days because the tempers seem to get heated when the temperature goes
Yeah,
up.
did
too.
you see some of the videos I sent to you on?
I did not.
Oh, okay. I sent them to Hammer Down
Okay, I missed them.
instead of Hammer Racing. But
Oh, wait, was that one on the late model that drove
yes.
backwards into the
Oh,
other
yeah.
late model?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I did see that. I didn't look into the backstory on that.
Heat of the moment thing, yeah.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen around here. Other series action coming up, Napa Auto Parts All-Star Circuit of Champions, the 4th of July Frenzy at State Line Speedway in New York. That'll be tomorrow night, July 4th. And then Latrobe Speedway in Pennsylvania on Saturday, July 5th for the All-Stars. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series will be at Atomic Speedway on Friday night. And then it's the Freedom 50 at Muskegon County Speedway down there in Dresden, Ohio. That'll be on Saturday. Dirt Car Summer Nationals continue. Freedom 40 at LaSalle Speedway tonight. Then it's off to Red Hill Raceway in Sumner, Illinois on Friday. Duck River Raceway on Sunday, July 6th. And then Shady Hill Speedway in Indiana on Tuesday. And then, as we mentioned, you got Montpelier and then Butler taking you through next Thursday. And we'll take you through next weekend stuff after next show. World of Outlaw, Real American Beer Late Model Series, Go for 50 at Deer Creek Speedway in Spring Valley, Minnesota. That's tonight through Saturday, July 3rd through the 5th. NASCAR Xfinity Series action, they're going to be at Chicago as well as the Cup Series. The Xfinity Series, the Loop 110, will be Saturday, July 5th at 4:30 on the CW. And then the Cup Series, Grand Park 165 on the Chicago Street Course will be on Sunday at 2 o'clock on TNT. Indy Next Series, they're going to be at Mid-Ohio along with the NTT IndyCar Series. The Grand Prix at Mid-Ohio for the Indy Next Series will be Sunday at 10:30 a.m. on Fox Sports 1, FS1. And then the NTT IndyCar Honda Indy 200 at Mid-Ohio will be on Sunday at 1 o'clock on Fox. And, yeah.
What?
I'm looking ahead here. The World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. They have a race coming up a week from tonight up in Spring Valley, Minnesota, Deer Creek, on Thursday, July 10th. Little footnote there. So there you go. That is your race menu for this weekend. Again, want to put some feelers out. We want some more additional sponsors for these
hot dog
races, the Chris Mize Memorial hot dog races. I saw someone commented earlier about previous winners. Where was that? Archived winners of previous hot dog races. I believe the very first one that we had at Oakshade was Haley Dittman, as a matter of fact.
Could be.
Because that was the first time we did that, because I believe Blykamp blew his motor on that deal. And then the next one we did wasn't with cars. We had tricycles or something. But we're going back to cars. We're doing it the real way. But
we had outhouse races one year, too.
I remember that. Steve Kester, I think, got hurt in one of those.
Yes, he did.
But I don't remember who won the tricycle. Was it Bubba?
I don't know.
I can't remember who won that one.
I don't remember.
Yeah, so we've only done the two, but we're going back to the 2-car deal where two cars will run one lap, get out of their car, eat a hot dog, get back in, run another lap. Whoever does that first is the winner. Again, we have Ron Miller Race Cars putting in a $100 gift certificate for the Sportsman. That event will be, and all these are at Oakshade Raceway. Sportsman hot dog, Chris Mize Memorial hot dog race will be on Saturday, August 2nd. The first one to come up is going to be the late model hot dog race. That'll be on July 26th. And the Hammer Down Racing Report's putting in $50 for that one, going to the winner. We'd like to welcome additional sponsors to sweeten that pot just a little bit. And
bring out the heavy hitters.
Yeah, if you're interested in putting anything into that, get a hold of myself or Ron. Shoot us an email, hammerdownracingreport@outlook.com. And then Speedy Sponsors sponsoring the Superstock hot dog race coming up on August 16th and the Compact hot dog race on August 30th. And if you're a competitor in any of the classes at Oakshade and want to compete in those, hammerdownracingreport.com, fill out the form there right on the homepage, and that'll put you in the running for being one of the competitors for those races. So, just trying to build that up. So. Thanks to producer Dave Kimmer, contributors John Young, Bob Stazak, Matt Swander. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on X at Hammer Report, follow us on YouTube, listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including podcast, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. What do you listen to us on when you're on the long drive?
Spotify on Fridays.
Okay. We have video on Spotify, too.
I'm driving. I'm doing it.
That's probably good not to watch that then. Check out hammerdownracereport.com for anything you need to know about the show, including signing up for the hot dog race. Make sure to rate and review us, share us with your friends. Thanks to our sponsors, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Magic Moment Entertainment, Dittman Motorsports, Dominator Race Products, DCR Graphics, Freeze Frame Photos. And thanks to our guests this week, the Outlaw, Jesse Jones. Thanks for coming on in.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck this weekend. Next week on the show, we played a clip of him on last week's show. ARCA driver Alex Clubb will be joining us. He was the one that had some issues up at, was it Elko Speedway?
Right.
So be interesting to talk to him. That's next week on the show. That's going to do it for this edition. We'll see you next Thursday at 7 o'clock. That is a wrap on show number 385 of the Hammer Down Racing Report.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.